Bitcoin is trading at $13,000. The market's had quite a tumble since the week opened a couple hours ago actually, and we're just in the New York Open as I'm recording this. So let me share my thoughts on what I think about the markets and what we can expect next. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe down below, smash the like button, leave a comment, share it with your friends. It helps these videos get out to more people that can then benefit from hopefully the analysis and the information, because I did call for this entire move at the beginning of September. I made this update on September 1st. We were trading at 109,000. I was looking for a move to the Fibonacci golden pocket, 117 to 119K, and then a drop back. And you can see the squiggle over here. This is not hindsight. This is literally predicted on September the 1st, and it did this almost exactly perfectly according to this entire squiggle. And that should tell you something, right? That should tell you that these markets are, number one, not random. Number two, they are predictable to a degree. And number three, I do make accurate calls sometimes. So you should for sure subscribe and smash the like button. Okay, so this technical setup over here that I predicted in advance, it is not something new. It is actually something that plays out over and over again on all sorts of time frames. And even not just in crypto, it's just a price action thing. And if you learn this, it works in the inverse also for bull markets. But what we have, so we have a bullish market that keeps on making higher highs and higher lows. Then when we get a break below the previous low, it makes a lower low, right? So in a rising market, a bullish market structure, you keep making higher lows all the time. And then eventually you get the market structure break. This is a warning that the trend has broken, very potentially or very likely even, and that we should be looking at a confirmation of a lower high to go down. So what we have here, we had a bullish trend up, a break in market structure, and then what happens very often is from that point after we make the lower low, we get a snapback rally. So everyone's thinking that we go down from this point, and that basically gets people to short at the bottom. It runs back up, and then people are thinking, oh, it was just another dip. They start longing back here at the top, and they get double wrecked. That is how these markets work. But this pattern is very, very important. So what we have here is the market structure break, and then very often a move exactly to this Fibonacci golden pocket, which is the 61.8% retracement to the 65, maybe even the 0.70. So this little pocket over here, you can see we basically just touched the bottom of it, the 61.8 retracement, and then we dropped perfectly as per the squiggle. Now, the question is going to remain. This week is going to be very, very important and decisive on what happens next, because if this continues to break down as per the squiggle idea and we go back below 107, it is actually a possibility, like I've been saying, that this was the top of the crypto bull market for Bitcoin, 124,000, and then this is the lower high before the bear market starts. That is the bearish scenario if we get continuation to the downside this week. And that's why this week is going to be very important, how it closes at the end of the week for the weekly candle. And of course, the monthly close is coming up also in just over a week. And those two things, first the weekly close, then the monthly close, like 2 or 3 days later, is going to tell us a lot of what we can expect in October. Because right now, I feel like everyone is just expecting October to be Uptober. Historically, it's the most bullish month seasonally, yes. But everyone is hoping for alt season and a massive pump in October. And usually when the masses all expect one thing, it's very unlikely that the market gives them exactly what they want, because then everyone would make money, and typically the market does not tend to do that. So personally, I'm leaning towards bearishness, but again, we'll see. It's always if, then. If the market does something, then the likely probability is X. If the market does something else, then the likely probability is something else. So right now we have to wait and see how this week is going to close. For now, I mean, it's moving up a little bit. It wicked. It was the largest capitalization on Ethereum since May 2021. In terms of open interest, it was over $1 billion that was liquidated in long positions. So there's a lot of volatility in the markets. Now, of course, a little snapback bounce here doesn't mean anything. I mean, we could even easily go back to like 114, maybe even 115 over here and still continue lower. So we're completely not out of the woods just yet. And like the squiggle suggests here, I do think we're going lower. But in case we don't, and in case we get back, I would say if we get back above 116, then the next target becomes this 120, and then from there either down or up. And again, it's always about if then. I don't know the future for sure, but there's certain paths. So based on each level, if it reclaims or loses it, then the next target becomes more likely. So for now, I would say we're still in a downtrend. This was a lower high, and we're probably going to continue lower. That is the main assumption. Get back above 116, then the probability becomes maybe 119,000, 120,000. And then we have to reassess again, fail there and reject, or reclaim that and continue. But for now, we have to seriously consider this as a possible scenario where the all-time high for the cycle was over here, and maybe this is a lower high so far. Until we reclaim that, until we invalidate this, that is the scenario. And this would mean if we do go down below 100,000, we lose the 50-week moving average, and then we get official bear market confirmation. We are currently 30 days out from the maximum historic Bitcoin cycle length, meaning 30 days is the longest that Bitcoin has ever gone on past the halving. And I know everyone is saying this time is different because we have ETFs and Bitcoin treasury companies, and that's every cycle people say this time is different. For now, everything is perfectly following the same cycle patterns. That means that we have a maximum of about 30 days, and that's not even guaranteed that it does continue that long. The top could already be in, like I said, over here. So I would be very cautious here. Again, none of this matters if you're trading. This only matters for spot. So if you are hoping for a blow of top in an alt season in October and you're holding a lot of spots, hopefully you're responsible and you haven't overextended or risk more than you can afford to lose. But again, hope is not a strategy. Praying for higher prices is not a strategy. And a lot of people are doing that. And, that's something you got to be careful of, because you can really get wrecked. If the bear market is in, if the top is in, and we only go lower from here and you've over allocated, you're going to get wrecked, right? 2026 is very likely going to be a bear market. The 4-year cycles are repeating. So, again, it doesn't matter. If you're trading and you don't have spot, it doesn't matter. We can short this, we can long this. I mean, like, for example, this morning in my VIP, I called the breakdown here just before it dropped from just over 115,000, and we can short that. And if we're trading, we can make money both ways. By the way, I have a completely free leverage trading course that's coming out. I've been working on that the last couple of weeks. The links, or the details are in the description down below if you're interested in that. Check that out. It's basically years and years of my experience and knowledge put together in a mini course or workshop, if you call it that, and it's completely free. So check that out down below. But like I said, the dangerous spot. Okay, so this video is mainly for everyone holding spot, because if we're trading, it doesn't matter. It can drop and we can short it, and then we can long it again. We can change our bias. We can change our trade every week, even every day. I can short today and long it tomorrow and make money both ways if that's what the chart suggests, depending on the time frames. But with spot, you have to be very, very careful, because once the bull market stops and the bear market really starts, you've seen it before, you can go look back in the charts. We have 12 months and massive, massive downside where your portfolio just gets absolutely destroyed if you're holding spot and praying for those pumps. So make sure that your risk is managed. Make sure that you do have a plan regardless of what happens. If the top is in, what is your plan? Are you going to be okay? And if not, do you have a plan on where to exit, etc., etc.? So this video, I just wanted to update you here on Bitcoin. I think this is the most important thing. We're going to wait and see now till the end of the week how the weekly candle closes and the monthly candle. After that, I will obviously do an update, so make sure to check back in on the channel next week, Monday. And that's going to be key, in my opinion. That's going to tell us, do we get a potential move up in October? Do we get a big altcoin season? Do we get any sorts of pumps? Or is this it? Is it game over? And for now, I would say the probabilities lean towards the all-time high being in and this being a lower high for now. Let's see how the weekends. and then we will reassess. Make sure to smash the like button, leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts? And I will see you in the next video.